Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. This week, Days of Our Lives was able to simultaneously irritate me and make me feel relieved, which is really quite amazing. Although it appears that the Greens-Clyde story is over, the resolution has been somewhat brief and left many unanswered issues. Then there are the conflicts between Ava and Kristen and Philip and Xander, as well as the mystery surrounding new Doug, which hasn't given us anything to work with. It looks like one of those bouts will be far more entertaining than the other. Hi, farewell. I take it that we will see more of Katharina on Days of Our Lives? Correct? After everything, that can't be it. We have been on this quest to find her since almost the time Chad and Jack discovered John bound in that apartment, while I am aware that people aren't very interested in the character. And then, somehow, she was indoctrinated, put Clyde in a coma for 2 episodes, and vanished into the Vancouver jail? There must be a reward. However, it's a good thing that Clyde is now finished interfering with everyone and everything. Although he has his place and may be a good villain, the show overplayed his almost constant menace. Days Chad observes Kat conversing with her mother, Katharina, who is waiting to be taken away by the police while wearing handcuffs. More than Steve and Kayla discussing how much of a relief it was to finally find Katharina alive, I sincerely believed that this would at least relate to John and his farewell. Looking at next week's spoilers, however, there are essentially none. That's all we have, maybe a day with Kat and Chad. Furthermore, what became of Katharina? Was she voluntarily staying with Clyde? Was she truly indoctrinated? If at all, will we not know until weeks later when they return to the story? Oh no! However, I suppose Abigail is one outcome of this. This narrative has convinced me that they believe she is still alive. Now, all they need to do is decide who will play her and when she will return. Which is most likely the standard soap recipe. The slaps heard worldwide. I am even more certain that I am on Team Ava now that I see her going toe-to-toe with Kristen, even though I have stated from the beginning that I enjoyed Brady and Ava's connection. From the threats to the icy smiles that never wavered as the women smacked one another, I loved seeing them battle it out in the plaza. It would be fair for these two women to fight each other. As long as Ava is prepared to use her Vitali resources. I believe that this may strike a decent compromise between Ava becoming a fairly respectable member of Salem without losing her edge, as the show has occasionally battled to decide what to do with her. In Horton Square, Kristen from Days hits Ava across the face. Additionally, I've been like how they've allowed Ava and Brady to grow a little more slowly, form friendships through their respective kids. Ava is the closest thing to a mother we've seen because we don't know Sophia's family, and create a connection in a somewhat organic way. This might be entertaining, but I don't want Brady and Kristen to be back together. Incorrect identity? What's Doug trying to do here? Side note, I'm not sure how to address him. Although it seems premature to use Doug 3's name, he will just grow older. I don't understand why he took the jewelry, gained Julie's trust, and is now turning her against her brother just after they were able to get back in touch. I also don't understand why everyone has assumed Steven is the bad guy when a whole stranger appears right before the necklace vanishes. In order to confirm that Doug is indeed Doug, Hope should have also asked her brother to send a picture of his son. Doug 3 looks on while Days Julie holds Hope's hands. They're merely attempting to draw comparisons between his grandfather's dubious but endearing origins in Salem, and I hope he is. However, before we get disinterested, they must begin to give him a personality, a backstory, and a reason to care. And meeting his father, Charles, also known as the former Dougie, might be a part of that. The main reason for this is that, even if they weren't raised with Doug, I'd like to see more of his family continue his legacy in Salem. Resuming Black, together with Brady. Suddenly, the play provided Shawn and Belle reasons to remain in town without each other. I'm happy they're back and moving in different paths. In all honesty, regardless of how many yawns or affairs occurred, they simply became dull and stale together, whether they were a wonderful couple or not. So let's start their next story. But now that he's back on the force, I'm already starting to worry about what might happen with Jada and Shawn. Rafe losing in love appears to be a recurring motif, albeit I'm not sure how. Days after Belle and Shawn's divorce. Will Belle and Philip rekindle their romance? He looked suspiciously at Stephanie's rings on the table, but I thought they were pushing him in her direction. I am also aware that they are pressuring Belle to go see EJ. However, her re-establishing contact with both men would put Philip and EJ at odds. Oh, hold on, would that implicate Philip as a further suspect in the shooting death of EJ? In any case, if Philip remains around that long after losing Titan, he will need something to do. Since his letter is a falsehood, it will eventually happen, though I'm not sure if it will happen during the judicial battle next week. After that, perhaps we could let Xander take over for a bit and put an end to the musical CEO chair game? You may have business drama without having to change bosses all the time. Wandering thoughts. How about the Opera House in Salem? It's actually as big as those establishing shots have been giving the impression. The new lady whistleblower is Carrie. Are we all in agreement? In the DiMera mansion, Chanel encounters a sheepish Johnny and Alex. Startling. Chanel believed the justification Johnny cooked up to explain what she had heard. Who would have predicted that? Surprisingly, Joy also chose to stay. However, I appreciated Kate's intervention in the entire bribery plan. Although she was unaware of what was happening, it was clear that she thought EJ was attempting something dubious and tried her best to provide Joy with the assistance she needed to resist. Oh, how Clyde loved Nancy. However, he could have chosen a more secure computer password for a criminal genius. Gabby and JJ were reunited and maybe rekindled their romance when they pretended to be Mr. and Mrs. Chad DiMera in order to trap Clyde. The following week, Javi tells Gabby he's really hot after glancing at a picture on her phone. What is the issue? This is a picture of JJ, and Gabby maintains that she is not attracted to him. Gabby appears to be complaining excessively. Philip approaches Stephanie, who has been assisting him with public relations for his effort to wrest Titan away from Xander, and plants a passionate kiss. Unfortunately, Victor's letter expressing his desire for Philip to manage Titan is a fake, and he has been lying to her and everyone else. Philip has hired Belle as his attorney, and he and Xander are going to court. Justin will argue that Xander should be Titan's CEO. Xander is informed by Philip, may Victor's favorite son win. Who will win and take control of Titan, while Jen informs Julie that they believe the new Doug stole the item from the time capsule. Doug meets with Leo in the hopes of selling Alice's stolen diamond necklace. They initially charged her brother Steven, who is now Doug's grandchild. Julie, poor thing. Oh, sweetheart. When Sophia announces her pregnancy to Tate, it comes as a huge surprise. Now that they're back together, is she truly trying to take Tate away from Holly, or is this just another ruse?